Hey everyone, welcome back to the Cripescast. I'm your host, Charlie Behrens, and this week we are talking with Milwaukee artist Ike Wynter. Ike just recently, if you watch the NFL draft, he made all the team logos using reclaimed wood that he found just driving around, picking up stuff off the side of the road, doing some dumpster diving, whatever. He doesn't use paint. He doesn't use stain. He just takes the stuff that he finds, he cuts it, and he makes incredible pieces of art. So it's pretty cool to talk to him. It's pretty cool to get sort of the backstory of the NFL draft and how he got those iconic pieces of art placed on the biggest stage in sports, really, in, I guess, April, I should say. NFL draft is a huge deal, so it's pretty cool to see. Pretty cool to see a guy from Wisconsin do so much with stuff that is just being thrown out. It's a nice, it was cool. Like I really enjoy it. I'm big into like, I just enjoy woodworking. I'm not good at it, but I do it and I enjoy doing it and hearing about the craft. It was great talking to Ike. And I think you guys are going to enjoy this conversation. So without further ado, here is my conversation with Milwaukee artist Ike Wynter. So dude, thanks for coming in, man.
Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, your work is awesome.
Thank you.
For people who don't know, give them the brief synopsis.
Give
them the Cliff Notes.
Yeah. I pick up wood on the side of the road in Milwaukee and cut up that wood. I don't paint it. I don't stain it. I just turn it into art.
If I wasn't doing this, you would have my dream job.
Yeah. I mean, we can, whenever you're done with all this, you can come by the studio. We can just collab on stuff.
Yeah, man. I'd love to come by because I'm a big wood guy myself.
Yeah.
Okay. Not as big as you. I'm not trying to flex my wood credentials here.
Yeah.
But I love the reclaim stuff. Like, and actually, my brother gifted me. He did some dumpster diving outside of Turner Hall.
Yep.
After they redid that, and he found like a bunch of floorboards. So like I made a guitar holder, a wall guitar holder out of the old, the tongue and grooves thing. So I don't know. I love doing that stuff. And also it's just like this stuff's getting thrown out and you can just make things. But what you make is next level. And like, I don't know if people have seen the logos that you made for the NFL at the NFL draft. And I want to get to the whole story about that. But the intricacies, dude, I mean, I'm just thinking the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah. It's okay. So I'm glad you said that. Nobody notices how hard that one actually is.
Oh, I mean,
yeah.
Like if you to cut those little thin pieces of wood, if you look at the Cleveland Browns logo, it's like the helmet. So like the really thin, like the number of pieces, and these are reclaimed. This is reclaimed wood. It's like dry. Yep. It's messed. So the amount of like cracking of the wood that must happen.
Yeah.
The amount of mess ups that like it's all spent.
So that
gave me anxiety.
That piece alone was 4.5 hours on a scroll saw. And it was like, cut this little section, and just praying the whole time it wouldn't break.
How many of those did you go through that they broke?
I mean, nothing broke where I had to redo it.
Okay.
Usually if it breaks, I'm able to like make a little, I don't want to say shim, but like a little piece that like slides in that you would never notice as a replace piece.
Okay, got it.
The Detroit Lions, one of the feet had that. Mm-hmm. But again, you would never notice. Tampa Bay had that. But the Browns actually did all in one cut. Nothing broke. And it was the longest I've ever cut a piece of wood.
That's so impressive.
It was a trip. I'm glad you noticed that, though, because like everyone's like, oh, it's just a helmet. Like that one probably was easy. I'm like, no, you don't realize how tough that one was.
Well, it's only just from my many failed attempts to...
and it was like 1/4 inch, entire, everything. And you have to make it all even. And I mean, thankfully, I'm like a nut and I have to be a perfectionist with it. So I don't like let anything kind of slip or like I make sure it all looks right. Yeah.
So I just want to kind of give the synopsis for the audience.
Yeah.
Because you said what you did, but I don't think everybody, I think you're very Midwest humble guy. So I think you kind of undersold yourself. But basically you go down the road, you look for furniture people are throwing out, you go dumpster diving, you do whatever, you find all this wood that people are just getting rid of, and then you go create these pieces of art without adding any stain, without adding any paint.
Yep.
And the NFL isn't the only client you've had. Do a little name drop in here.
So yeah, my first commission was Mike Tyson.
Wow.
Back in 2021, 22. I was working for a nonprofit out in LA, and we did a dream. We made a kid's dream come true with Tyson and his crew. So then when I went back home after working for the nonprofit, the producers were like, "Oh, you do art?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's just kind of a thing I'm doing." And they said, "Can you make a dope piece for Tyson?" So it's on his podcast set. So the piece right behind his head is my piece of art.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like a heart with his tattoo in it.
Yeah.
And again, like millions of views and viewership and whatnot. That was early on. And then the Brewers and I did a piece last summer for Robin Yount. He came back for his 50th anniversary of his rookie year. So, I mean, a huge honor to make a piece for Robin Yount. It was very cool because when I revealed it to him, he thought he was like just getting another painting of him or something. He's like, "I hope you made me look good." That's what he said to me right before I revealed it. Then when I revealed it, he's like, "Oh, it's like my bats incorporated into a piece of art." Like,
oh, wow.
Yeah,
dude.
It was special. And then I did a piece with the NHL. So I did the Stanley Cup replica. They had posted about it. I got to do like a photo shoot with the Stanley Cup with it, which was just wild. And then the Bucks piece, I didn't do it for the Bucks, but they end up like, noticing on social media and collabing with it. But I made the 90s retro Bucks logo after I found a purple door, literally like 10 blocks from here. So since I have to find all the colors, like I couldn't make the 90s Bucks logo until I found that purple. And it's that specific shade, like a lot of nostalgia logos and stuff. If you do the wrong shade or make something look wrong, people are going to call you out on it. So I found a perfect purple door in Wauwatosa and this green chest that I found on the side of the road and made the 90s Bucks logo out of it. So when I came up to the NFL, so that was, I did all 3 major sports in like 4 months randomly. And then everyone was like, "Well, you just have the NFL left." And like, lo and behold, they emailed me end of this year. They just reached out and said, "Hey, you might know that the draft is coming to Green Bay and we found your work online and we have an idea for you." So their first question was, "Can you do any of this in color?" And I was like, "No, like there's no way I can replicate every logo in color. Like that's in my lifetime. I don't think I'll find every tone that I need." So we worked together and redesigned all 32 logos if they were like a wood tone format, like just neutral tones. So I kind of gave them like 5 or 6 colors to choose from, like light brown to dark brown and everything in between.
Wow.
So yeah, me and the NFL like reimagined every logo, what it would look like in a wood format. And then I just had to bridge the gap of what they wanted versus making it out of wood and what I had in front of me, like the furniture that I physically had in front of me. It took about 3 weeks of like collecting furniture. And I started with like 50 or 60 pieces of furniture. And I was like, well, this will get me started.
Yeah.
My biggest concern was running out of wood and running out of the tones that I needed. So it was down to the wire. Like I had to find one last piece of wood. I went through all like 60 pieces of furniture. Then I was missing like one more shade.
Which one?
You're not going to like it, but it was the background white for the Vikings.
You didn't need it anyway.
Well, I know, right?
Yeah.
It was kind of interesting. I took my personal bias out of everything because like the Jacksonville Jaguars was my favorite piece I built on this entire project. Have I ever sat and watched a Jaguars game? Absolutely not.
Well, you're not alone, man.
Yeah, right. And I knew the Packers logo was going to be simple and chill, but like I did enjoy making the Vikings and the Bears logo. As much as come September, I won't care about those teams, but like making those logos, I'm like, oh, this is a really cool logo to bring to life. You know?
I mean, that Bears logo is super intense too.
Yeah, the Bears is cool. Like when they approached me, the Bears was one of them. I thought it was still just the C. I didn't realize that the main Bears logo is the bear.
I know.
Yeah.
I bet you were like, can we just...
I'm like, oh, all right, the Bears will be simple. Then there's like, oh no, it's the bear. I'm like, oh, never mind.
I actually thought it was the C too.
Yeah, that one changed like 8 years ago, maybe. And then the Jets logo is like the newest one that has changed. It's not like the circled Jets. It's like just the word Jets with a airplane wing on top. I was like, I just haven't like looked that hard at the NFL logos lately. But,
Right.
yeah, we spent 2.5 months, really. It was like 700 hours building it all. And I couldn't talk about it at all either. So
Yeah.
I just
So how's work going today?
yeah.
It's going.
And I was staying up. I was posting on Instagram and stuff that like I was up till 7, 8 a.m. working on this secret project every day. Like,
CIA, dude. They
Yeah.
all thought you were making some for the Denver airport.
right.
Yeah.
So one day I will.
Yeah, they got a CIA base under there.
No, I know. It's
Yeah.
Of all the conspiracy theories, that's number one I believe in.
I like a good, good harmless conspiracy theory
And
every
they're-
now and again.
And they're playing into it.
They,
Like the fact that they play into it is incredible.
every janitor closet I walk by, I'm like, that's it.
I know, right?
That's the entrance.
Yeah,
I bet you it's true.
it's got to be.
Yeah.
There's no reason it's out there.
No.
No.
I mean, it must not be that we're all bored as hell.
No. But I do want to make a piece of art for the Milwaukee airport. I think they need.
Recombobulation area.
I know. We're the only one in the world that has that.
Yeah, you've got to.
Yeah.
We got to make it happen.
Yeah.
How can we do that?
I don't know yet. I have a piece in mind. I know which piece I'm going to make.
Yeah. I know a guy who knows a guy. I know the guys who I've done stuff over there.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sick.
You know what you should be? It should be you should do like a pocket knife
Okay.
and like a gun. And
Don't enter with all
yes.
this.
Yeah.
And a bottle of water.
Yeah. You should do you're right, a bottle of water, the whole thing. Or you should do a bush with a pocket knife in it, because that's where I always put my pocket knife when I forget to take it.
Oh.
Well, I did.
Yeah,
I should
previously.
say. Now I found out that you can
You give it to them and they like hold on to it.
well, no, you can take it to the information
Yeah.
thing. This is turned into a PSA now. And you can give them your address and pay them and they will send it to you.
Really?
Yeah.
If you have any items that you didn't mean to bring to the airport.
You know what? Now that I'm saying this, it doesn't sound right coming out of my mouth, but
for
I
anyone
thought that
listening,
was
yeah.
the case. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but they will, I think, send it to you. I think you take it to the information desk and they'll send it back to you.
I know I've had to turn around a few times when friends, I'll drop them off. And they're just like, oh, I forgot I had my knife on me or whatever. So just thankfully turning around and getting back to the airport is chill in Milwaukee. But
a knife is just not something you want. There was this one time that my grandpa Bob gave me really cool knife, dude. It was one that he and his brothers made at the steel shop in Fond du Lac, you know, and they made the handles out of like compressed heat treated leather, so it looks like marbles, you know, kind of a line, like marble lined handle or whatever. And I took it through TSA and it got through. This is a big ass knife, a knife that big. And I was like, how did this happen? And then I pulled out the sheath and it was a lead lined sheath.
so it protected it from the X-ray.
From the X-ray. So, I mean, I have acute lead poisoning and accumulation in my body, but the good news is I still have the knife.
Grandpa Bob's knife.
Yeah.
Still got it.
It's there. And now I just told the whole world how to take a knife through TSA.
Yeah, right.
So
Are you from Fond du Lac originally?
No, my dad is.
Okay.
Yeah. You been to Fondy?
Yeah.
You like it?
So I was in a band that we played all over the US as well as Wisconsin.
What band?
It was a hardcore band called Narrow Hearts.
Nice.
It was a hot minute ago, but we played in Fond du Lac all the time at this place called Margell's.
Oh yeah, dude.
I pretty much like grew up playing at that venue because that was the farthest our parents would let us drive. We were like 15 years old.
You were 15 playing bars in Fondy?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome.
We started the band at 14. We started playing the rave at 14 years old.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like I remember like a Tuesday sophomore year of I had English class at 8 a.m. and at like midnight I was at the rave playing. Yeah.
Dude.
So it started early, yeah.
It could have been a whole other life.
It was. I did it for 10 years. So we toured like 41 states.
Were you like signed to an album and everything or a label? And
we kind of were. It was
you
like
were too hardcore for that.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
A few albums came out. There's talks potentially about doing a reunion show just with the boys sometime this year at a Milwaukee venue. But yeah, like lacrosse was like our second home for a bit. Fond du Lac, pretty much the farthest our parents would let us drive.
Okay.
And then when we turned 18, we played all over.
Cool, man.
So
in the rave, did you ever go up to the pool?
Yeah. Down to the pool. Yeah.
Or down to the pool?
Yeah.
Is it down?
Down.
It's
yeah.
downstairs. Do you see where
Max?
Yeah.
I have a photo with that. I think it was like within this year I did it. Because I still am friends with a ton of people in the music industry. So every time they come through town, we just like go to the rave or go to whatever venue they're at and hang out with them for the day. And the band, obviously, like they want the tour of the rave. So I kind of get to go on that tour and see the pool quite often. It's a trip being down there.
People don't know what we're talking about.
Not at all.
What did Mac Miller sign on the wall?
So he signed "I am dead now," or "I am Mac Miller. I am dead now. I sold this place out 3 times." There's some other words on there, but that was like within the year that he passed away.
That's crazy.
And you're only allowed to sign the pool if you've sold out the ballroom 3 times.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So if you look, that whole room is filled with signatures from bands, but like Slipknot is like on the main wall. They're not in the pool because they haven't sold out the ballroom 3 times.
Well, they gotta get back here,
right?
I don't know if they'd sell out. Would they sell out? They would sell out.
Yeah,
Slipknot,
for sure.
Slipknot would sell out.
Yeah, it's just like there's only like 8 bands I think in the pool. It's very like prestigious, and there's very well known names all over the walls, but they just haven't sold it out 3 times.
That's crazy.
So
they probably haven't played it 3 times.
Exactly. I think Panic at the Disco is on there. Yeah, there's a handful of bands. I mean, maybe the Killers was on it. Yeah,
it's an interesting venue. It's like because if you're selling it out 3 times, you're in that place where you can sell out the rave, but not play like a bigger
Pfizer.
venue.
Yeah, there's nothing in Milwaukee like that is in between that. Larger than the Eagles Ballroom and Arena.
Yeah.
But
what's the Eagles Ballroom? What's the capacity there? We're way off.
5K.
5K?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Which
it's
a huge venue.
Yeah.
Like every single time I've been in that building 100 times, every time I walk into the Eagles Ballroom, I do not understand how it fits in that building on that corner.
No,
like
it goes on and on and on.
Fully.
There's room after room after room.
Yeah.
I mean, if that place ever gets taken down, just imagine the wood you could get,
right?
Dude.
Well, and the basement was a bowling alley.
Oh yeah.
The basement floor is still the bowling alley floor. Yep.
Yeah.
Because it was like a YMCA sports complex. They used to have huge boxing matches in the ballroom.
Yeah.
There's photos of 5,000 people standing around a boxing ring.
I didn't know that. I know that my Nana, she had her prom there.
Really?
Yeah.
That's sick.
It's pretty crazy.
That's why there's a pool in the basement, because it was like training Olympic athletes to do all that. And unfortunately, the reason why it's haunted is 3 people died swimming down there in like the 40s or 30s.
How'd 3 people die?
Not good swimmers, apparently.
Like the same day?
No, I don't think so. Over a span.
Yeah, I think that's a serial killer, man.
Well, and across the street was Dahmer at the Ambassador Hotel.
Yeah.
So that whole corner is
something going on over there.
Yeah, we really love our city, dude.
Yeah.
What a great place to be.
Well, so so you have like an artistic background then. So you've always kind of been of this kind of mindset.
A little bit. I was the worst kid in art class growing up.
Really?
My whole goal in life was like, how do I use gifts or talents that I might have, same as you, like, and make people smile, make people happy.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was in a band, you might think like a hardcore band that's screaming into a microphone from Menominee Falls, Wisconsin. How is that changing the world? But like we started touring and we were like a more of a upbeat, positive band, like inspirational lyrics and trying to, inspire people. And I remember the first night we ever played in Georgia, Savannah, Georgia. We played the basement of a pizza shop. And these like 16-year-old kids came up to us. And I'm like 18 at the time. And they just like started breaking down. Like,
wow.
They're just like, dude, you guys are our favorite band. You've gotten us through a ton. And like, we're a band from Menominee Falls, Wisconsin. We're kids. And our music reached these kids and touched them in Savannah, Georgia. So that was the night I really realized like, it doesn't matter what you're doing. It matters like how you're putting the message out there, and like anything truly can inspire people.
Yeah.
I was doing music merely. I liked being on stage. I liked entertaining. I wasn't the one behind the scenes writing the music. We had other guys in the bands that were more like musically inclined. So from that day, I was like, oh, whatever I do, I can make an impact. So that's why I did the band for 10 years and kind of poured my heart and soul into it.
Yeah.
My brother and I ran a junk removal company here in Milwaukee. And you wouldn't think junk removal, taking stuff out of people's houses, is like meaningful, but think of like you're going through divorce, you're going through death, you're going through these life-changing moments, and you have to clean out your house.
Mm-hmm.
So I connected with a lot of people there. And then when I started cutting wood, I was like, okay, like I enjoy this as a hobby. I somehow know how to cut wood and make it artsy. But how does it help, get a message out there, a message bigger than me? So it's always been just like looking for avenues to, like make an impact on people. And I just enjoy cutting wood. I love like the sounds and noises of it and everything. Like my favorite sound in the world is a creaky nail coming out of a floorboard. Like that, it's just the perfect sound ever. So I was like, okay, this is like a hobby and I'm very passionate about it. Let's see if we can turn it into something or a career.
So is that when you started doing the woodworking? Was when you were doing the junk removal service?
Yeah. My brother and I started the business and we're cleaning out old people's, like grandpa's basement and their workbench that they had so much like patina and character on it, dude. Like the grease from your hands and the nail or the hammer strikes, like you can't ever replicate that.
No.
So, and we're cleaning out people's homes and like you can donate stuff to Goodwill. You can take and recycle all the metal, but wood you can't do anything with.
Right.
Like, you can't go anywhere with it. So I just started taking some of that stuff home and playing around with it and cutting it up. So
that's cool.
Yeah.
And you think about wood too. You think about the story.
Fully.
You know, you think about the tree it came from. You can even like look in the rings of
and
it.
See how,
you can see what the climate was like.
And also too, like in the 50s and 60s, like, I don't know, old men built everything that they have in their house out of wood, and it's like unique wood, and just like they took, pride in that project. So just tossing it into a dumpster is just like always hurt my soul a bit. So I've always tried to give it a new life and repurpose it. And like my dad installs doors for a living, so he gets to take all these old cool doors off of people's homes every day, and sometimes we repurpose those. So I don't know. Like it truly started as a hobby. I just wanted to do it for fun. And then like the Mike Tyson collab came around. I'm like, oh, this is cool. And like maybe people would buy it. And I started selling a couple pieces for like $750 to like strangers. And I'm like, what? Like people would pay this much for art, like wood that I cut up into shapes? Like, so there's a few light bulb moments. And then when I wanted to get out of the family business, it was like, oh, I think I can do art. Yeah. Yeah,
totally. And what I like about it is sort of you put yourself in a box by saying, I'm just going to use what I find.
Yeah.
And then, because from sometimes the stuff that I like the most from a writing standpoint is when someone says, I need a video on this.
Yeah.
And this is your box. And now you got to work your way out of it.
Yeah.
You know?
But you create a box and then, you go beyond that box in a sense.
Right. And you've kind of put your parameters out there. I'm not using any stain. I'm not using any paint. I have to find the wood.
Yeah.
What's the philosophy behind that?
I just come from an eco-friendly background and household.
Nice. You're a hippie too.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's Wisconsin. It's reusing everything that you already have.
Yeah, it's very Midwest. It's, oh, you're going to throw that out? No.
Like, my first vehicle that I ever bought when I got my license was a van. So I could go around and pick up washers and dryers and take them to the scrapyard. That's what I did in high school. You were a big recycler. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I did that too.
I was a scrapper. I still am a scrapper to this day.
Yeah. Like I started with cans. What was your?
Mine was appliances always. Yeah.
That's appliances. That's I never really got into appliances. I got into bikes.
Did you?
Like I would walk around. This isn't good necessarily, but you walk around campus, right?
Yeah.
I went to Madison, and you see like these bikes that people have left all winter,
and
they're trash. Someone stole the wheel. Someone stole the other wheel.
But you gotta give it a new. Yeah. You gotta put it back where you found it, kind of.
What
take it to the scrapyard.
Oh, the bike?
So I'm saying you would take it to the scrapyard?
Nah, kind of. I was like a bike mechanic. So what I would do is I would cut the frame.
Yeah.
Because the lock was there. And then I would take it and take the pieces off. If the frame was like of value, I'd take that to the scrapyard because I cut it. So it's not. But that way it wasn't just. I mean, I kind of stole some bikes.
Yeah, apparently.
But they were like sitting there for years. They were in the bike graveyard.
Yeah.
I'm explaining this like I was not wrong, but as it's coming out,
so if you want to steal bikes and or get through stuff through TSA, we have on this episode.
No, this isn't good. I shouldn't endorse this. This is just what I was doing because I needed money in college. But also, I felt like it wasn't bad because the bikes were abandoned.
I mean, that's how I was able to like buy a van to tour with our band, was like scrapping. I was cleaning out old abandoned buildings in Milwaukee at like 17 years old.
And that was part of your brother's business at that point?
No, this is just me.
That was just for fun?
Yeah.
What do you mean cleaning out old abandoned business? You were acting like you were hired for the job.
No, I was.
Oh, you were?
Fully, yeah.
Okay, cool. Who hired you to do that?
These random contractors and stuff. They would kind of like hear of my name.
Okay.
I like became an electrician. I got an electrical job right out of high school when I wasn't touring. I was working for this electrical company. So we would go into like these abandoned buildings and have to like, turn off the power, put up temp lighting.
Yeah.
And we would be with the owner. And he's like, yeah, I just bought this place. I got to clean this all out.
Oh, so you're looking for that copper, dude.
No, and I would just be like, hey, I'm a 18-year-old kid. Do you mind if I clean it out? Like, I'll do it for free.
Yeah.
I was literally doing jobs for free because I knew I could make money on the scrap. And all these owners are just like, yeah, don't get hurt, but if you want to clean it out. But I thought I was making a killing. These owners were getting away with freaking murder because they had this kid clean out these buildings for free.
Right.
Now my brother, like down the road, my brother and I came up with the concept to, charge for it and redo the model.
Yeah.
But that's how I got my start, like scrapping. But I've been scrapping since 5 years old. In my dad's driveway, copper, brass, 5-gallon buckets, 7 different types of aluminum, like everything. So
yeah, a lot of people don't know on an aluminum can that the little pop top is worth more in aluminum than the rest.
So our family business, I still actually do all the scrapping. Like I've never talked about that with anybody, but you get it. Like all the scrap that comes in from every house in Milwaukee to our family business, I still process all of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Because it's like it's a wealth of knowledge. You have to know everything and how to break it down. And also it's a good break from cutting wood. I just get to like get my hands dirty and break it all apart. Yeah.
There's some about that, there's some about like, and I feel like for like a time in my life, I stopped doing like things I liked like that, like cleaning up things, we're doing like woodworking,
like hands-on
stuff, because I grew up doing it. And then I was like, okay, this isn't really, helping me get to where I need to get. And so I just stopped doing it for like 5 years. But then you realize like when you clean the garage, like you're just cleaning out your mind
fully, you know? Yeah. And such a therapeutic task to do.
Yeah. And to see like you accomplish it, like something's done.
And when you grow up doing it, like, you don't realize how much you actually need that and enjoy it. You view it as a chore sometimes. You're like, oh, I have to go do this.
Yeah.
And then when you do step away for a bit, like I moved to LA for 2 years and coming back, I'm like, I just got to get my hands dirty again, dude. Right.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what time frame that is in people's lives, but yeah, you realize you have to go back to some of that for sure.
Sometimes if I clean up, like I got this place under my basement here. Yeah. And I cleaned it up and like sorted it out, and fit, like there was a toilet under there. So I just cut the pipe, Yeah. And then so that night, I'm just thinking about what I can put underneath that thing. And that's how I fall asleep.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
When I was doing the NFL project, every morning I woke up and I'm like, all right, got to go and make this logo now. Like every day I just chose a different logo pretty much because I had to like crank them out.
I can't believe you did that in 40 days.
Yeah. The first draft was 37 days. Yeah.
Wow.
And then I pretty much had to show them what I built, the NFL. Then we had to like revisit some tones and change some things. There wasn't major changes. They were just like, can we make this better? They were understanding though. They're just like, can you do this darker or more contrasty? And I'm like looking around my shop at all like the furniture. I'm like, yeah, I think I could maybe use this or that. The Lions was the main one we had to redo. So I redid the Lions, the Bills. We wanted them all to match. We didn't want somebody to walk down the hallway and be like, why is that one so standout-ish?
Yeah.
So we tried to blend it as good as we could. But yeah, I mean, I cranked through it. They said, like, can you get this done? Like, when the NFL says that, you don't say no or put up things up to chance. Like,
no.
I said I'm going to put my best foot forward and do this as quick as I can, kind of.
Yeah. What kind of saw do you use? What saws? I'm sure you have many.
95% of what I do is all in a scroll saw.
Scroll saw.
Yeah. So it's like a mounted jigsaw. Yeah.
No, but that's like tough. They're like a lot of broken blades, a lot of like
blades get stuck, and the arm. So from where the blade is to the arm is like 18 inches.
The blade to the arm is 18 inches.
Yeah. So like where the arm comes, because the arm comes up and over.
Oh,
and
yeah,
cuts.
Yeah. I see.
So you only have like 18 inches to like where the product.
Right.
So the Browns logo, they're all like, these logos are a lot. I mean, you got to see them in person. They're a lot bigger than you realize. And the Browns logo is like 24 inches or 30 inches. So like cutting that on the scroll saw, like, yeah, if you're doing a cut that's way down there.
Yeah.
But you have to turn the whole piece around and you're holding it like 2 feet out
Man.
But the blade is over here.
Yeah.
It was.
There's not another scroll saw that kind of has that.
I mean, arms will go like 2 feet out, but
yeah, they don't have anything specially for. So you're just plus, you're not going to go
no
learn a whole new piece of equipment.
No, I don't buy anything really. This project was the first time I had ever used a router. I had never used a router before in my life, and my buddy, a fellow artist, came and helped me for a weekend. He just wanted to be a part of it.
Yeah.
So he flew in from New York,
cool.
and he came up to my shop, and he's like, "You don't have a router?" I'm like, "No, dude, I don't even know." No. So the next morning we went out and bought a router and a new nail gun.
Okay.
So
okay.
He's like, just let me get you set up a little bit better. And then we started routing some of the pieces. I'm like, oh, this is incredible. Because like to do a perfect circle, I would just figure it out and eyeball it. But there's obviously a way to do a perfect circle with like a router. So he helped me a bit. He did all the unique ovals and circles. So he did.
What's his name?
Ricky TV. He's an insane artist from Long Island.
Okay, cool.
He does he'll do like 6 months in a coffee shop. He'll do every detail. He's not just a wood artist. He'll do the fabric, the mirrors, the countertop, the tile. He does everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So like me doing like a silly little wood project of the NFL stuff, he's like, this is fairly simple, but this is like a huge honor.
Yeah.
And he's a huge 49ers fan.
Okay.
So when he came into town, I gave him 3 pieces to do. So Ricky did do the 49ers, the Chiefs, and the Steelers.
Nice.
And pretty much we were just working side by side in my shop. And I would just, because I need to know all the tones and colors and which furniture to use.
Yeah.
I would just be like, hey, the Steelers stars, use these 3 colors.
Right.
You know, the word Steelers, let's use this cabinet. So I was just kind of like teeing him up with like, hey, use this wood, make this.
Yeah.
But he did all the unique ovals and shapes and stuff. So like the Steelers, the perfect circle, the ovals on the 49ers. He did some of the Packers as well. I told him I wanted to do the G, but he did like the background oval and stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
I got you. Yeah. You got to do the G.
Yeah.
You got to have your.
That was the last piece I cut on the whole project.
Nice.
Yeah. So
and to see all those players in the draft come by and like slap that logo,
especially the last one on Saturday.
When you were there. Yes, when he hadn't gotten picked and the emotion that guy had, I mean, it was incredible.
I wasn't near the stage. I was like out by the stadium, and the art director from the NFL texted me, and he wasn't even in town anymore. He had left like Friday morning. He texted me. He's like, "Are you at the draft right now?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm just walking around with some family." Like it's Saturday midday. He's like, "The dude just slapped your art and shook the whole wall." I'm like,
"Yeah."
I'm like, "You said, dude, the whole wall was just bouncing."
I think he messed up his watch doing it too.
And I'm asking him, I'm like, "I thought players were only allowed to walk through on Thursday." He's like, "He stuck around for a few days," and I'm like, "Jesus Christ!" So then I walked up. And lo and behold, I was like, I'm like booking it towards the stage, and I'm like, got to see what just happened.
Yeah.
And I walk backstage, and he's walking out with his family.
Oh.
So we ran into each other, and I'm like, brother, like, welcome to Green Bay. I'm like, I'm the artist who you just slapped that logo from. And then he gave me a big hug. He's like,
that's cool, man.
It was like 2 minutes after he was drafted.
Yeah. What a moment to be part of.
But I mean, dude, it being in Green Bay, the 2 Green Bay picks that got to walk through the hallway, like that was just such a special moment for everyone who lived in Wisconsin at that moment. And looking out and seeing 100,000 people that pretty much everyone's your neighbor type thing. Yeah. It was cool.
That's
so doing the whole project was rad, but like what this meant for Green Bay and Wisconsin and the Packers is just so special.
That's incredible.
And your set was incredible. Like,
oh, thanks.
The way I caught it and the way you just honed in the whole crowd and everyone. I mean, my agent prior, because she's from North Carolina and she was flying in.
Yeah.
She's like, hey, this Charlie Barron's guy is going to be at the draft or whatever. And I'm like, I told her, I'm like, if you put anyone in that crowd walking around, like put all the new draft prospects, everybody, I'm like, if Charlie's walking around, every Wisconsinite will lose their mind that he's walking around more than the prospects or anything. So like seeing you come out on stage in front of everyone, I was like, everyone loves this, dude.
It was so much fun.
Yeah.
We did a good little roast.
And you laid into it perfectly. Like you don't have to be anyone else but yourself in that moment.
Right. Yeah. No, that was one of those where you just try to take a deep breath up there and
was there any nerves or was it?
Yeah, there was nerves on that one for sure.
Yeah.
Because it was a really big audience. It wasn't my audience. And I was going up there talking shit about everybody's team. And respectfully.
Yeah.
I was being respectful.
Not that you said was wrong.
No, it wasn't. I stuck with simple truths. And I started off making fun of, the fact that I'm a Packers shareholder.
Yeah.
Having a little fun with that. So I figure I take the piss out of myself for a little bit. Everybody else gets. But the one I felt bad about was the Browns. Because I was like, where are my Browns fans at? And I was like, where's, what do they call it? The dog pound? What do they call it? Right? The dog pound for the Browns?
I don't even know.
That's their crew.
Oh,
so where's the dog pound at? And then there was this kid, he was like, yeah. And I'm like, and I didn't see the big screen.
Yeah.
So the big screen is showing these kids. And I'm like, these guys, when they go to the grocery store, they only ask for paper bags. And then the kid didn't get it, but then showed another Browns fan who was like kind of
not happy with you.
But I mean, come on. Everybody knows. I checked out that joke with this is my name drop. I checked out that joke with Joe Thomas before the night before. I was getting a drink with him, and that's a man who stuck around with the Browns for a long, long time.
Yeah,
and
he approved of it.
Yeah. Actually, I think he did. Yeah, I think he said they would get it. It would be fun.
I mean, the Jets stuff front to back was like,
perfect. Oh yeah, like that was the best fun.
Yeah, that's what you have to dive into, and but even Jets fans like. I'm sure they thought it was hilarious and found it funny because all they could do is laugh off their situation,
Right. I mean, it's that's the thing with acknowledging the simple truth of the situation is we can't sit here and deny that you guys have sucked for decades,
right?
And that you take all our old quarterbacks and do nothing with them.
And we just have had an insane run in our lifetime of having 3 quarterbacks, multiple Super Bowl appearances, winning the NFC North the majority of our lives. Like we've had, the Lions are up right now. The Vikings have, done their thing, and the Bears really haven't in 15 years. But really, like we've grown up a very fortunate fan base.
Oh my God.
The Packers are always a something,
Yeah. And then I remember 96. How old are you?
32.
Okay. I'm a little older.
So I was born in 93. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't remember that Super Bowl with Favre at all.
I do.
Yeah.
And my dad came up. This is what I remember. My dad came up to me and said, "Hey, you guys remember this. This isn't going to happen again in your lifetime." Because that's a guy who went through the 80s.
Yeah. The bad
and the
eras.
70s.
Yeah. And he missed the 60s. I'm sure
he was there, but he was young.
Yeah. But he had heard about it. And then the 70s, 80s came through, and he's like, oh, well, our team's never going to be good again.
He was probably my age. He was born 59. Packers won 68, 69, 67, 68, something like that.
So he was 8 years old. Yeah.
8. Yeah. And then just terrible.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
That's why he said,
also,
just remember
I
this.
know. Yeah. Right. But us winning with Rodgers was I don't say a long shot, but we weren't destined to win that year. We were the wild card.
Yeah.
And then the next year was 15-1, and we get out first round. So you never know.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy how it goes. Yeah, we weren't. I bought a ticket. I was in Vegas that year, and I bought a ticket for the Packers to win the Super Bowl. I bet on it, like $150.
The year that we did win, or
the year we won.
Really?
Yeah.
Can I ask what the payout was?
Yeah,
or what the odds were?
I would. It was something like 15-1 or whatever. Whatever it was, I was going to win $3,000.
Yeah,
or $3,500, which would have multiplied my net worth at that point in my life by 4,000%.
Yeah, 3,500%.
Yeah. And I lost the ticket, and I don't want to talk about it. Yeah, I lost. It still hurts.
Can I ask, did you buy it beginning of season or starting a playoffs?
Before the season
started.
Oh, wow.
So it was to lose a ticket though over 6 months is, we lose a ticket in 5 minutes.
Yeah, right. Thanks. That makes me feel better about it. And no, I think, I
wouldn't be able to hold on to a ticket for 6 months.
Yeah.
But I mean,
it was, I should have.
Well, thank God our team won.
Yeah. Anyways, we won the Super Bowl. So I'm going to stop.
We won the Super Bowl.
I'm going to stop ruminating on that. I do want to ask you a couple questions about the wood stuff. So you ever come across lead paint?
Yeah.
So what do you do with that?
So I have lead paint testers in my shop now.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I wear PPE when I'm dealing with stuff that is of that nature. Also, too, I'll like work it into a piece where maybe I don't have to cut it as much. Like if it's just like the background.
Okay, got it.
Also, I stray away from like stuff like that now. Like the whole NFL project with all neutral tones. So none of that has lead paint on it. But there's the crisis going on right now in Milwaukee schools. There's like 5 schools closed down or whatever because of lead paint. So, I mean, growing up in Wisconsin and
it's all out there.
I grew up in the construction business, redoing roofs and doors and everything. So my dad deals with lead paint doors every single day. And I worked for him for years. So
how do you reclaim? What's the right way to go about reclaiming those? Or do you just have to like, what do you do with
those doors?
What's the right move?
Like disposing of them, you're saying?
Well, I mean, is there any way to like safely get the lead off them and use them again?
Not really.
Isn't there a place where you can dip them or something?
And it like melts it off or something?
I don't know.
I'm sure. I don't know.
But the move is just get rid of them.
Yeah. It mainly, lead paint only causes an issue when it's like the dust of it is being exposed to the air.
Right.
So if you have a door and you like touch it, you're not really as exposed to lead. It's when you start cutting through it and the lead, you know, exposes itself.
Aerosolizes.
Yeah, I think that's a word.
I don't know. It probably
becomes an aerosol can. Yeah. So I don't use it a ton.
Okay.
I mean, I've gone through so many different eras of what type of wood I used. A lot back in the day. All I used back in the day was lath from Lath and Plaster from these old homes.
Wow.
And then I switched to picket fences, and I used a ton of picket fences for like a whole summer. Last year I used a lot of doors and crates, and now I'm using, like right now I'm in my drawers of dressers and entertainment centers. So that's the whole NFL project, was dresser drawers and entertainment centers.
Cool, man. What's your favorite piece of wood you ever found?
Like unique story with it?
Just your favorite, like the favorite. Yeah.
I mean, I love like cutting through cedar and smelling cedar,
isn't that great?
But like, that's truly the only type of wood I really know. Like, I don't know my types of wood. I just pick stuff up.
You don't know your types of wood?
No.
Damn. That's wild.
I know.
I mean, I'm not that good at it either.
I know some trees out there, but that's about it. Yeah. But like, it's all the
some
stuff.
Wood you can tell.
I love being like naive to all of it. I love being a self-taught artist because I don't know anything. Like when that guy came to my shop and said, "You don't know how to use a router," and I'm like, "No, not at all."
Yeah.
Like,
you're pretty utilitarian.
Yeah,
you know what you know to get the job done.
Fully.
And you've done it.
And like somebody like the NFL hits you up, and the first night I cut that project, I was doing the Patriots logo first. I was like, I want to start semi-simple, and that was the first night I was ever nervous about cutting wood. Like, because I'm like, oh, it's a contract with the NFL, and like I was so shaky. And then by day 2, I'm like, they hired me for my art in my style. Like, just ground yourself real quick, dude. Like, they hired you and they trust in you and believe in you. And the first day I sent him that Patriots logo, I sent him a photo, and there's like, we don't need to talk to you for the next 60 days. Like, just do your thing.
It's so funny you mentioned that though.
Yeah.
Because I'll say doing the stand-up thing there.
Yeah.
I was so like leading up to it, I was psyching myself out about it.
Yeah.
Like, oh God. You know, and then you're right.
But they hired you for your craft, and all you have to do is just ease into what you do and how you do it.
What do you think that is? Think that's like imposter syndrome from us there?
Yeah, I fully I think you just get in your own head and you want to be perfect because it's a big client hiring you. But at the end of the day, you have to, I don't know what that is. You just have to be able to ground yourself and be like, dude, they hired me for what I do and how I do it. Like, dude, just chill. You have to give yourself a pep talk. Like, dude, just chill out. Like, you're fine.
Right.
So
what I tend to do is I think I've got this thing where if I'm feeling like, oh, I've got this big thing coming up and I have to do it and I'm anxious, I'll do a bad job.
Yep.
What I do in my mind is think about something else. Imagine a bigger scenario that I could be in.
Yeah.
Like I'll imagine like, I'm on the Tonight Show.
Yeah. So you're like, oh, this is easy then.
Well, it's almost like then I'll be worried about that scenario and less worried about that. I have to find something bigger in my mind to be worried about.
Yeah.
Or like robots killing us all in 2 years, so it doesn't matter anyway.
Fully. And like those videos of like your speck on the earth and then it zooms out and shows all the universe stuff. That's where my head goes to.
None of it matters.
I'm like, none of it matters. Yeah.
Yeah. We're just playing.
That's interesting. I mean, you have to figure out what tricks your brain into being comfortable. And like the fact that works for you is incredible.
I mean, like what I could do is just hire a therapist and take that seriously.
I think you do both. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess.
Yeah. Mine is, I mean, I don't even know what mine really is. I think I just need to be in my zone and just be like, yeah, like this, they hired me for this. And also I don't talk about anything. Like I'm grateful kind of, I wasn't able to talk about the NFL project until it was done. I don't like telling people what I have going on or what are the what ifs of the world, or people say, oh, like, who are you building a piece of art for now? Like, unless the art is done and the ink is dry in the contract, I don't know.
Who are you building a piece of art for now?
I'll tell you after the show. But I don't like saying, I don't like getting in my own head. Be like, I have this contract. Yeah. Like I respect the humble approach to it of like, until I deliver it and they're happy with it, I haven't done anything yet.
No,
you know, you're not anybody until
I feel that, man. I feel that because I feel the same way because then you're almost you're not sure it's going to go good. It almost gives you more anxiety fully if you're telling people about it,
or you're telling people, oh, I'm going to do this. Like it's like any I don't say Packer player, but like any football player. Like I mean, Rodgers kind of got in his own head, like I'm the best guy, and then he goes to another team and sucks and starts sucking. Like if you don't say anything and you keep quiet, everyone will hype you up. But the second you like say, I'm the best wood artist in the world, or I'm the best quarterback of the NFL, and then you fall short of it, then people have something to talk about, you know? Yeah. So if you just I don't say anything. I just kind of keep to myself. I like doing cool projects and cool collabs and not really talk about anything. I just like, I don't know, sit in my studio and keep it to myself.
There's one Bible passage. I'm not like but I read the Bible a lot growing up.
Okay.
Catholic.
Same. Yeah.
Oh, you Catholic
grade
too?
School?
Yeah.
Yeah. 9 years.
So no, I went to public school too.
Okay.
But there was this one Bible passage about, if you sit yourself at the head of the table, you're kind of, don't sit yourself at the head of the table. Sit yourself not at the end of the table.
Yep.
And someone might bring you up to the head.
Yep.
But that's long story short, it's just be humble. Don't be
for sure.
It's just like the prophet, what's his face said, be humble,
Kendrick.
Yeah.
He did say that. Yeah.
He said, be humble, and that's also in the Bible. Yeah. So anyways, that's good stuff. At some point I want to show you my wood downstairs and what you think.
Can't wait.
Yeah, I can't wait either. I'm excited. But before we do that, what's your favorite thing that you've found like scrapping out there? Here's I have my buddy Derek on. My buddy Derek, he's a garbage man in Milwaukee. And he found some cool stuff.
I'm sure.
There,
yeah.
What's the coolest thing you found?
I have some unique stories from my family from dumpster diving, even before the junk removal company.
Oh, let's hear it.
My dad found a 1967 Les Paul Gibson.
Shut the fuck.
Shut up. In the bottom of a dumpster, shot with a BB gun outside of its case. Yeah. And it was about to go up to the hill. It was in a dumpster about to go up to the landfill, like within an hour. And he found it. I was 12 years old, maybe. It was like right before I got in a band. I was 10 or 12. And he came home from the dump one day. Didn't know anything about music or guitars or nothing. But Les Paul, my dad's a true Wisconsinite. He's like, yeah, this guy from Waukesha invented the electric guitar. And so my dad knew of Les Paul's name, and he brought this guitar home, and we got it refurbished, and we still have it in our family to this day. Wow. It's like a $8,000 guitar.
That's incredible. What color is it?
It's a Black Beauty. So it's black, chrome hard or tarnished gold hardware, I think.
Okay.
It was on the stage a couple times at Summerfest. So
who played it?
This band back in the day called Maraschino.
Okay.
My brother was their tour manager.
Nice.
So growing up, like I grew up kind of watching them and admiring them, and that's kind of what got me into music. Wow. And when we found the guitar, we got it refurbished, and they played a set at Summerfest and used it a couple times.
Did you ever play it?
No, not on stage. Just like at home here and there.
Yeah. Too nice for you to take out?
And then like metal, you just use a certain style of guitars versus that's more of a traditional rock or country guitar. Ours is like different brands.
Okay.
So the guitar was cool, and then the coolest thing I've ever found, and probably will ever find. There's a million stories. I found a huge baseball card collection one time that was worth a lot.
How much?
Around $10,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just thrown in a dumpster?
No, it was in a hoarder's house that we had to clean out. Yeah. So we were hired to clean out this hoarder's house, and it was pretty bad and disgusting. He actually went blind later in his life. So like he couldn't keep his house clean.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't his fault by any means. And then there was one bedroom in the back that no moisture, no animals, nothing got to. And there was suitcases just full of sports cards.
Wow.
Going back to 1953, all 4 major sports. So that was wild. Just going through that. There was a Jordan rookie card in there.
Oh my God.
Yeah. The coolest thing ever, I was cleaning out a warehouse that it was like a gas station. So like Indian owned gas stations, they have like 300 of them. This family does in Mequon.
Okay.
And this warehouse was just like spare pumps and signage and parts and American flags and just like everything. Like it was a center point for all these gas stations, just extra stuff. And the owner said, if you find a blue crate from a museum in here, I lost it 20 years ago. Let me know if you find it.
God.
And this like 100,000 square foot warehouse with just stuff. I mean, gas pumps and there was this stuff in there for 40 years.
Yeah.
He's like, if you find it, we're like, yeah, sure, whatever. Sure as shit. We find the blue crate and it says museum.
It's got a mummy in there, dude.
No, close enough. Before we open it or anything, I go and grab the owner and he's like in his office, like crunching numbers and stuff. I'm like, hey, we found the crate. And I'm like, we started the business. I was 23 or 24. So I'm pretty young.
Dude, this is the beginning of an Indiana Jones movie right now.
He pulls us over. He's giddy. He's super excited.
Oh, wow.
Like a 60-year-old Indian man.
Yeah.
And he tells us the story of what happened. He opens up the crate. It is Gandhi's sandals and spinning wheel. Gandhi.
What?
The Gandhi. So the story goes is that 30 years ago, this man built a statue of Gandhi and donated it to somewhere in India.
Yeah.
Like a $1 million statue or something, or super expensive statue. And in exchange for his contribution, this museum in India said, okay, we have Gandhi's sandals. We would want to donate it to the Chicago Museum of Natural History or one of the museums in Chicago. And so they shipped it from India to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, to this guy's warehouse. And the museum curator person never came up from Chicago back in like the 90s.
Wow.
Never came and picked up the sandals. So this dude has just had Gandhi's sandals in this random gas station warehouse in Mequon, sitting underneath, and we found it underneath a huge pile of junk.
Really?
Yeah.
You found Gandhi's sandals and a Les Paul.
Yeah. I'll show you the photo of it.
Yeah.
I took a photo of Gandhi's sandals. I held Gandhi's sandals in my hand.
Really?
Yeah.
You didn't have to wear a glove?
It's been sitting in this abandoned warehouse for 30 years.
You never know what can live that long, dude.
Right?
Mitochondria or something.
So
how big were those feet?
They're about normal size. Yeah.
What's normal size for a foot?
I mean, I'm a size 13.
Are you?
Yeah.
That's not normal size.
Normal is
good for you. Good for you.
11, maybe. I don't know.
I'm 12.
When I say sandals, it's literally like a plank of wood with a knob coming out of it for your big toe and the toe next to it. So like, there's no straps on it. It's literally just like
you have to clench the knob with your foot?
Yeah, that's the sandal.
Come on.
Yeah, that's it.
What year was that built?
I mean, I don't even know what years Gandhi's was around.
I don't know. So it was that's probably where they got the flip-flop name from.
Yeah.
From
Gandhi.
From Gandhi, yeah.
Yeah. So we didn't obviously keep it. The guy kept it. So we tucked it. I still know where it is if he kept it in the same spot.
Do you wonder if at some point though that they used the knob and like tied a rope to it and he didn't it's like his sandal without the laces?
Maybe. It's a pretty big knob. I'll show you the photo.
Is it? I'd love to see that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if it's just like an intricate lace tying job on the sandals. Like every day they got to do some kind of pattern on it. Because I feel like that might be difficult on the feet to be squeezing the knob all day.
Fully, yeah. But he also sat a lot.
He did sit a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know either. That's cool though.
Yeah.
Wait, so his sandals and what else?
His spinning wheel for making
for making clothes.
Yeah. Yeah. So the spinning wheel was in there.
That's cool. That's probably maybe what no. Well, maybe you can make laces with the spinning wheel.
Oh, for his sandals.
For his sandals. Yeah.
That's probably why they're in the same crate, actually. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So
I loved stuff, dude. When I first started doing the Manitowoc Minute, I always put this Craigslist kicker thing in.
Yeah.
Because I just love looking at Craigslist. Because it's just random crap people have.
Fully. I have a project right now. I don't know how to go about it. Maybe it'd be good to pick your brain on it.
What is it?
You know the boat that's been stuck
downtown?
Oh, yeah.
And
all the graffiti.
So let's give people the backstory. In Milwaukee, Hannah, what do they call a boat?
Deep Thoughts.
Deep Thoughts. The SS Minnow from...
Oh, really?
Wow, it's in Google Maps now?
Oh, yeah. Was it on Bradford? Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, Hannah's brought up the boat, right? Multiple times.
Okay. Well, maybe you are the one to pick this idea onto. My brain has been mustering on this idea.
Well, let's. So this boat, this dude, some guy had a yacht. It's kind of a boat. It's not really a yacht.
It's right in between. Yeah.
It's in between. One of those,
it's like a 34-footer, maybe 30-footer.
Yeah. It's like a guy who's not a billionaire, but probably a millionaire.
I don't even know if he's that. I mean, a husband and wife abandon it. Like,
well, you gotta be a millionaire to abandon a boat. You think if my boat got stuck, I'd abandon it? Hell no.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, I don't have a boat, but if I did, that would be problematic.
Yeah, I don't even know what happened or how they did they just start going towards shore and couldn't turn around and they just said we have to jump out? And do you know the backstory?
Wait, they bought it in Manitowoc and they were going to sail it down the Mississippi to where they live in the South. Didn't we have people on the podcast that did this successfully? Yeah, we did.
How do you get from Lake Michigan to the Mississippi though?
Oh, Lake Michigan and the Mississippi? Simple, dude.
Is there a river?
Yeah.
Like through Chicago?
So what I would do is I would take, you can, yes, through Chicago, you can do it. That's one way because they rerouted that river. There's a lock system and everything.
Okay.
That's somewhat problematic. It introduced invasive species, or they're like encroaching. Different podcast, different story.
Yeah. You
can also go up to the Bay of Green Bay, take the Fox over to Wisconsin to Mississippi.
To 43 South.
Yeah. There's ways.
Just past the Denny's.
Yeah, you can go from Lake Michigan anywhere in the world. I mean, it takes...
I guess I wouldn't think that. Like,
yeah.
How do you get from the lakes to Mississippi?
Yeah, there's a couple rivers that go to
so they were trying to go. They somehow got stuck in Bradford.
They ran out of gas, so they intentionally shorted.
Rookie mistake.
The weather started getting rough. Tiny ship was tossed.
And then they ended up just like not coming back.
And that was like early mid-November, right? It was in November, but and then it got tagged within like the first week. And the first major tag, it said aliens in like this bright fluorescent yellow. And then people started doing photo shoots with it, tagging it a ton, and decorated it with garland and Christmas lights. It turned into like this cool Milwaukee staple.
It is.
There was like a DJ set somebody did.
Yeah.
They did a DJ set on it?
The mayor went down and took photos with it. Like and also every generation knows it. We saw it on social media.
Yeah.
Our parents probably saw it all over the news week after week. Like, oh, the boat's still stuck. And now the rescue operation has become comical.
Yeah, they can't even get it out.
A second boat got stuck getting it out.
Just leave it there.
Today, they were shutting down Lincoln Drive to pull it out a different way.
Why don't they just leave it there?
I know. So here's my thought.
Yeah.
Because I'm in the junk business with my family. In 2017, I picked up a similar size yacht from a house, and I still have it to this day. It's on a trailer, and it's like a 34-foot yacht that is not usable. But I'm just like, we have to kind of recreate this boat and do all the similar tags and stuff and have it as a permanent art installation somewhere or something.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah, it does make sense. Now, but also what I'm thinking is who got the contract to remove that boat and why wasn't it you?
This is fair. With that, you have to go through like DNR and EPA because you're dealing with obviously gasoline and stuff.
Oh, right.
Or lack thereof if they ran out.
Got that.
Yeah,
oil for sure.
Yeah, so certain organizations have to go about it.
Do you know these people? Can you get a hold of the boat?
No, I don't know. Well, they started chopping it up to make it like smaller. Like they took the whole roof off. But obviously the people that they hired weren't like the boat excavators weren't that great because it's been like 3 failed attempts at least now.
Can you get like a hold of someone who's got some of them boat parts and make something out of it? Or is that like too much of a pain in the ass?
I just deal with wood.
But there's wood on the boat somewhere. Probably not.
No, this is like a newer all fiberglass. Yeah. But my thing is like it became this cool Milwaukee staple and we're just going to forget about it. And other artists have done like paintings of it and stuff. But like I have a similar sized boat. I'm going to have my friend maybe graffiti all the same stuff on it. And it's like Imagine that out back of the public market for a weekend or something, you know?
That's cool.
Yeah.
And that way you can finally get that boat out of your yard.
Fully. Yeah.
Yeah.
Repurpose the boat that we picked up. We got paid $500 to pick it up in 2017.
Where do you keep it?
So at the property that our family business, like
okay.
the junk removal company.
How big of a lot do you have for your junk?
We have a 30,000 square foot warehouse.
That's big.
And then an acre lot next to us.
Wow.
That's where my art studio is too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So it's right on the lot. What city is that in?
It's in Butler.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
I know. I go biking up there
Do you?
sometimes. There's a trail that goes up there. You know,
Is there?
There's a bridge with a bunch of graffiti. You know, yeah. There's
The train track one?
No. Well, the train track I think is the bridge.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have to. Yeah.
Yeah. Go under it sometime.
Yeah. After the
fun.
pod, I'll tell you where it actually is. But yeah.
Yeah.
Because you know exactly where my shop is. You just don't know it yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I already know where it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I know right what it's by.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Well, cool. Let's see here. What else was that? Well, you got to do that. That would be cool to bring that thing down there. Maybe they
Got to do something with it.
Yeah, that's cool. What other projects are you excited about?
I'm pretty much a day by day guy. Like, I'm finishing up posting some stuff from the draft right now. Last night I just posted about the jersey I got to give to Evan Williams.
Oh yeah,
This is safety for the Packers.
I know Evan. Yeah.
So I gave that jersey to him during draft week, but just finally got around to posting the content. My favorite childhood band, I got to surprise them about a month ago with a piece. I've yet to announce that.
Which you can't say.
I could tell. Well, I just haven't posted the footage yet. It's like an emo hardcore band called Chiodos.
Okay.
They were a big reason why I got into music. And
Nice.
I flew out to San Diego a month ago. Didn't tell anyone I was leaving for 3 days, but made them a really cool piece of art. So that I still have to announce. I'm working, Summer Fest and I are trying to figure out some things, maybe making some art for some bands.
Cool.
So cool stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know. I focus on like, okay, I'm going to my studio tonight. What am I working on? Like, I don't get too wrapped up in the future or the what ifs. I kind of know which projects I'm building next. There's some cool things in the works, but haven't spoken about it yet.
All right.
So
well, good for you.
I did give the Lions a piece at the draft too, because I had to redo the original Lions.
Okay.
And the Detroit Lions popped into my TikTok live while I was building it. I was on TikTok live and the Detroit Lions account started commenting.
Really?
Like, yo, you're the guy. And we were talking about like emo music because I was listening to like Fall Out Boy.
Yeah.
And the dude is like, hey, I'm the social media guy for the Lions, but like I used to play in bands and I've played with Fall Out Boy. And for 45 minutes, the Detroit Lions is commenting on my live and all these other viewers are like freaking out.
That's hilarious.
So I'm like, yo, are you gonna be at the draft? And he's like, yeah, for sure. And I'm like, can I make you a piece and gift it to you? And he's like, I was like, I kind of have the leftover wood from my first idea. He's like, yeah, for sure. So we met up at the draft and
Just you and a giant lion.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So I gave it to him at the draft. And there's nothing for sure that he was just like, just ship it out to our practice facility. He's like, I have a few ideas for what we could do with it.
Oh, cool.
So,
because all the other ones that were at the draft, those are going to Canton. Is that right?
Nobody knows. I don't even know. And
Somebody told me that.
I mean, there's been nothing in regards to that.
Okay.
The NFL owns them outright.
Okay.
There was talks of auctioning them. I think they will be auctioned at some point.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if they'll be auctioned through the teams, through the NFL, charity, not charity. I don't own them anymore. My biggest thing is like they became such a cool part of the draft with the players slapping them and all that. So like I told the marketing team, I was like, we should do something with them, either with the first round picks or the teams before we just auction them. Like my goal and my vision is what if each first rounder signed each piece?
Oh, yeah.
To commemorate this year's NFL draft. I mean, there's tons of cool ideas and comments online, like through TikTok and Instagram, like, dude, this should be an installation at every draft moving forward. Even not necessarily the hallway, but just like, imagine them on display, like inside the atrium at Lambeau, if it was held at Green Bay again next year. Like inside the stadium or like a public art, like imagine fans walking. Yeah. Imagine fans walking up and slapping them. So I just told the NFL, don't just auction them right away before doing the next thing with them.
Oh, wow.
Will they listen to me? I don't know.
Yeah, I was like, they care? That's cool.
Yeah, no. No,
I'm sure they do care. I'm sure they do. Yeah.
It was weird, like dropping off 32 pieces of art and saying, hey guys, be careful with this. And like the Panthers one specifically is like very brittle.
Yes.
And being with them until they were installed. And then when I left the draft, I don't know where they are.
Yeah.
Like they packed, I don't know who packed them up. I don't know where they put them. I haven't heard, but like they're out of my hands, you know?
Right.
It's a weird feeling.
Yeah. It's like your babiys.
All right.
Letting your little children go.
Yeah. So yeah.
I meant to ask you about this. I didn't. What role did like social media? You got a good social media presence.
Mm-hmm.
That's how these guys followed you. What role has that had in building your business? Would your business be possible without social media? Is social media kind of like the afterthought?
I wouldn't be an artist today without it.
Yeah. It's kind of cool in that way.
Because to this day, I still don't know the fine art world or the traditional art path pre-social media, you know? Like, oh, meet this gallery owner and get into this museum. I don't know any of that world. Really, I use it as like, hey, I'm a naive kid cutting wood and here's my story. And, you know, my story has been, you know, I left and moved to LA mid art career. I went through mental health challenges mid art career. I've stepped away from my art for months and gone off social media and come back. So people have gone through the ebbs and flows of like my life journey with this art. So especially like the OG, like TikTok followers, like that first like 20,000 or whatever that were there.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of comments of like, dude, I remember you giving away, like the first time I had a viral video on TikTok, I gave away 23 pieces of art to strangers.
Wow.
That's kind of how I had my first viral video. I said, for every 1,000 likes that this video gets, I'll give away a piece of art. And it got like 20,000 likes. So I gave away 23 pieces of art and shipped it to 23 strangers.
Wow.
So from people seeing like that version of me in 2020, 2021, probably, to now being hired from the NFL, like for that OG group of people, it's really special because they've been on the journey with me as well. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing today without social media. I view it as just like, it's the modern day world that people consume, you know, information and content, and it's modern day marketing.
Yeah.
People get wrapped up that like TikTok was an app where, you know, 18-year-old girls would dance and do these trends. But like at the end of the day, it's 1 billion people are on an app.
You can do 1 billion different things.
Viewing content. There's eyes on it. No matter what you do, if you do something interesting, people will be there.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
And I'm sure would you be a comedian today without social media? Yeah.
Nope.
So
not even close.
Yeah. So
it's a cool thing. Where can people follow you?
At Ike Wynter on Instagram and TikTok.
What kind of saw do you use?
Scroll saw.
No, I mean what kind?
Oh, I don't even know the name of it.
God damn.
It's like a German brand.
Is it?
Yeah. Like it's like RBI Industries or something.
Okay.
I don't know. Couldn't tell you. I'm a DeWalt guy though.
You're a DeWalt guy?
Yeah. Are you Milwaukee?
I'm
whatever's accessible.
I have a DeWalt saw. I got a Milwaukee drill. I got a Delta table saw.
Okay.
I get around.
I grew up, but did your dad or grandpa have a specific brand that they aligned with?
Can't.
Or was it all over?
My dad had this old Delta saw, which I started on like a chop saw.
Okay.
Oddly enough, I still have it.
Yeah.
It's nice.
I still have my original one. Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of, it doesn't like get a 4x4 well.
Yeah.
So you got to cut it like 2 different ways, which is always a little gnarly.
Yeah.
I just built a wood caddy with it.
Yeah.
And it just don't look too closely at it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I've modified a few things.
Yeah.
My dad, I grew up yellow and black with DeWalt, but we grew up doing more construction, like framing and roofing and stuff. So like, yeah, I don't know. I grew up with that, but people are like, why don't you work with Milwaukee or whatever? I'm like, I'd be down to switch brands, but I'm not. I'm pretty aligned to DeWalt.
Yeah, no, I get that.
So
yeah, no, and I didn't grow up in the construction business. We did a lot of construction stuff or like home renovations.
Home projects. Yeah.
But it was like not just our family, it was like a bunch of different My dad liked to keep us busy.
The neighbor, it'd be like, oh, so and so down the road is doing this. Go help them out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And there was like, we did that quite often. Which thinking back, I was like, why are we spending our weekends like this? But now it's good memories, you know.
And it's good memories and ingrained work ethic and like utilizing your time wisely.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we weren't iPad kids.
No, they didn't have those then.
I think that's like I think going outside of the Midwest, like, no, would it be like your dad made you work for your neighbor randomly on a porch prop? Like, it's just like that Midwest love and that helping each other out type thing.
It's nice.
Yeah.
It's a nice thing.
Yeah. So,
yeah. What makes you say cripes before I let you go?
Ooh, what makes me say cripes? Is there a context to saying cripes? Good, bad, indifferent?
It can be anything. A lot of times it's a pet peeve, like, oh, cripes. But if it's good, it's like, oh, cripes.
Yeah,
you know?
My head first went to like somebody catching a big fish
out
of a boat or something.
I like it. I'll go with that.
I only go fishing like once every like 3 years maybe. So every time I go fishing, I get like, I'm like, oh my God, this is so exciting.
Yeah. Cripes.
Yeah. It's a rush and an adrenaline.
I like that.
I think like an older couple bickering. I think of like my grandma and grandpa or my aunts and uncles from northern Wisconsin, and they're just like, "Oh, cripes!" Like, like when somebody says a backhanded comment or is giving them a little attitude. Yeah, I can hear my grandma saying, I can hear her voice in my head of being like, "Oh, cripes, Jerry." Yeah,
cripes, Jerry.
Yeah, just like older northern Wisconsin people bickering.
Well, okay. Well, what's some that in the way your grandma would say it, or like what someone would say to you to get you to say, "Oh, cripes," like kind of a what's your pet peeve?
Honestly, like aggressive drivers, like people that are too much in a hurry to get somewhere, or just are not nice on the road.
Fibs.
Yeah, fibs. Fibs would make me say, "Oh, cripes."
It's funny, man. Being an aggressive driver too, like if you're late, if you're always late. If you don't like plan ahead or whatever, the driving is the thing that gets in the way. And think about how much extra cortisol you put in how many premature heart attacks.
Dude.
And I'm late all the time.
Yeah, I'm late too.
What I'm saying.
But I'm not going to put my problem on other people.
Yeah.
Like I'll drive fast or make my way around, but I'm never going to get upset with like traffic. Like you can't get upset at traffic. You are the problem. Yeah. Like you are part of it, you know? Right. And there's 8 billion people on this planet. There's certain things and cadences we have to work together. Yeah. And being upset on the road is just not it. No. I don't know.
It's not it. I've been mad on the road though. Yeah. I've been mad, but mostly mad at situational and myself.
Fully. Yeah.
I mean, you can't realistically be mad. You can scream something fully in the car.
I would just never take it out on somebody else. Like everyone else is living a busy life and has things going on. You never know what somebody's going through. Like, why add one more thing to their plate from a complete stranger? Yeah. So, oh, cripes, Hannah.
Oh, cripes. Cripes, Hannah. Well, you guys, we'll go downstairs, check that out. Thanks for coming on.
Appreciate you.
Fun.
Yeah.
And thanks to everyone. Watch for deer. And actually, we'll do a cripes. We'll just bring you guys down with us for the people who can watch us at home. Yeah. We'll just take the camera down, Hannah. You want to shoot it?
And all right. Tell your mom I says hi. Yeah.
Yeah. And watch for deer out there. Okay. All right. These are like my office decorations. Yeah. And this is just, I had this concept a while ago because I was walking along the lakefront. Yeah. It's all just driftwood. And I wanted to just like get like longer pieces. Like I have some out in the garage, just like a cane, you know, and you just sell them and it's called Great Wood. Yeah. Because it's from the Great Lakes. Uh-huh. It's wood. But then that name seemed a little too erotic, so. And this is okay. It's just like a piece. But you just bleach it or whatever.
It looks sick. It was light.
Do you do a lot with the driftwood?
I've never done it. My mom does arts and crafts projects with it.
Yeah. It's there. It's fun. Yeah. All right. Let's go downstairs.
Whenever you knock that out, you call me.
It is beautiful. And, well, if you like that. I mean, just you wait.
Just you wait.
These windows. Yeah. I was thinking like some kind of a picture frame. Yeah. Well, what do you see?
They are a good size. They're really cute.
Yeah, you like that? Yeah. So, and then how would you do? Like, look at this on the back. What would? What do you like? What is this? Is this like
I don't think
something
that's
weird?
lead. No,
Because
I would just scrape it off real quick.
scrape it off.
Like just take like not even a wire brush, but just like something,
yeah,
and just make it
just get
so
it
that all the
down.
flakes are off. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, and then do like a frame. I might frame my Packers. Thing. Although, would you get rid of this like
The caulk stuff.
Yeah,
I
because
mean,
then you gotta put it it
yeah,
back
you
down
have.
again.
That's what's holding it in.
Yeah.
Also, too, they sell like $8 lead.
Testers.
Yeah, on
That's what
Amazon.
I gotta get.
Yeah,
That's what.
you could buy like a 12 pack on Amazon.
Yeah, because I don't want to go like
Yeah.
stripping wood.
Well, also too, if you just wear a mask, if you just take that outside and scrape it and wear a mask, you're good. Are those windows from this house?
Yep. So this door is kind of like what you just saw.
Yeah.
There. But this one, I think is.
Oh yeah, those little doors are sick, dude. Was that from down here?
Yeah, I think so. You know. Yeah, that is cool. Like little patina they got there.
All right, so what do you want to make?
That's a good question.
Anna, what do you think? It can be anything.
I know.
It's the beauty of wood.
Yeah,
I would paint it, but that's because that's what
You
I
paint
do.
it, Hannah. That's
I
not
would
the
paint
same.
on it.
You would paint
Oh,
on it.
yeah, right.
Oh, you
Yeah,
would
yeah.
do like a.
I-
You would use this as
Like
your
a mural.
canvas.
That is the canvas, yeah. That's what I would do.
Imagine that, but instead of just painting it, you find the colors that you need with wood, and then you mosaic it on top.
Oh, damn! Next level.
But
Or
I'm
is
saying-
it next level, or just two different art forms, Hannah?
2 different art forms.
Two different art forms. You know what I think would be cool is you kind of put it on the wall.
Yeah.
You hang it on the wall, and then you hang like a banjo, a mandolin, and
like 3 littler instruments.
yeah. What would you do?
I mean, I just put it in my shop and,
And
wait till
wait
the
it.
day I need that.
That's kind of how you do it. All right.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Oh, this stuff's kind of fun. Like this is that's ultra sheeny
Yeah.
stuff.
Let's see the backside. So this I would have used on the This I would have used on the NFL project. This like thinner. This is what I use right now. Is like 1/4 inch thin panels, and I use the backside.
Is this the stuff you were cutting for like the Browns? Type?
Yeah. This is like everything. That was
this
just,
was everything.
yeah, pretty much everything I used.
This is one of the floorboards from Turner Hall.
Really?
Yeah. So you see, like when I hung it up, I got this little thing I just stuck in there. I got one on top, one bottom, and that's a guitar holder. But yeah.
Did you get a lot of it, or just like 4 pieces?
My brother's got other pieces if
Does
you
he?
want it. You
I
can
don't really
have it.
mess a ton with it.
Yeah.
It's still like dense and heavy to work with.
Yeah.
But it's cool.
It is cool. I mean, it's a little. This is not the best piece because it's.
Yeah.
They
We
have
have-
better pieces. We do like this. I got like a little archery range down here. So you know, I got the bows right there.
The most Wisconsin shit ever.
Yeah.
I love it.
So that's kind of fun. Folks, that is all the time we have for now. Make sure you give Ike a follow. You can check him out, IkeWynter.com. That's WYNTER. Or you can follow him, Ike_Winter, WYNTER on Instagram. Thanks to Colleen Maraca and Hannah Milos for editing and producing the Cripescast. Thanks to all of you for listening. Make sure you keep her moving and watch for deer. We'll see you next week.
So roll out the barrel and get the band brewing. Life's got you down, just keep her moving. It's on Wisconsin, the Badgers say it's the old Wisconsin Jubilee.
You know, sometimes when you're ice fishing, you put your foot in the walleye hole and go ass over tea kettle and you think you're done. No, you gotta keep her moving.